made it to one of my favorite places of all, Hoosier National Forest. Gonna go ahead and fish Salina Lake today. It is November 16th and it's gonna be 70 degrees. Let's go ahead and get checked in. Let's get down the boat ramp. It's pretty chilly, probably in the mid 40s right now, but it's gonna warm up as the day goes on, probably get some wind. Hey, gonna see if we can't catch us one of them big bass out there. What do you think? Let's go. Getting to where I wanna be, free to roam the interstate. You know, I sure hope the power grid holds up this winter. It's getting kinda old. Maybe it'll do it. You can see here that they have changed the rates. They've dropped the entrance fee now for wintertime, which is pretty cool. And then over here, this is your camping fees, and they have also been reduced. So don't worry about it being a little bit cold. Come on out to Hoosier National Forest. You can go on over to the South Slope campground. Now I think they will close that pretty soon, probably after firearm season, and then the North Face will stay open all year round. So come on out, Hoosier National Forest. All right, let's get on down there. I'd say probably got some hunters out here. That guy could either been archery or scouting out for firearm season, which is going to open up soon. And here we are, Salina Lake. Hello, Salina. Boy, look how clear the water is. Wow. Pretty amazing. Salina Lake. Well, Houston, we have a problem. Daggone it. I think Salina Lake is way too low to launch. So you can see there's no boat ramp anymore to walk out on. That's not necessarily a huge problem, except for the fact the lake is so low. Because I'm thinking the water level is usually about right here, comes across right here. If I try to back the Selvin in with the Liberty, you can see at this point right here, it just gets so flat. The Liberty is going to be way out in the water. And then I also have the problem the concrete ends right here too. The actual boat trailer is going to drop off the concrete right here. So. Yeah, that is a major problem. Yeah, you know, I never had a nice fishing boat like this before, so I really haven't boated this time of year, especially like into the fall. You know, this summer was my first summer to go out, spring and summer to go out, you know, hunt these big bass and go in the 1980 Selvin and go out and do some fishing. So the problem that I have now is I'm just learning. Just like before, I'm always learning these things, and I can tell right now it's just going to be way, way too shallow to go out. Still glad I came. You know, I still like looking at everything, looking at all the leaves are gone, the vistas are all opened up again. So that's pretty cool to see, but a little disappointed. I thought maybe I'd get out there and try to wrangle me a few of those big bass here at the very end of the year. November 16th, this will probably be the last time. Looks like the weather's going to definitely cool off pretty soon. Not a whole lot that you can do when something like this happens. You just got to kind of go with the punches and go from there. So I'll figure out something to do that I'm here. Heck, I just got that great big dump truck of firewood that just came in. I got a lot of cutting, a lot of splitting, a lot of organizing to do, a lot of stacking to do with it. So I may just go ahead and head on back home. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Always got to remember you just got to go with the punches. You know, if you got to drop back and punt, you drop back and punt. It's just the way it is. I guess maybe I should have thought about Patoka Lake today. That is an idea, though. I bet Patoka Lake is really low, too. And I wonder if at the Fisherman's Campground, if they've pulled that dock up. I bet they have now I think about it. They have a real gang of blue jays here. Those are some of the most fierce birds. They really protect their territory. They'll really peck on you. I've seen them swoop down and peck cats until a cat just runs off. They're all hiding right here in these bushes right here. There's a crow over here talking, and I'm going to see if I can't get him to talk back. Sometimes they'll talk back, sometimes they won't. A lot of times they get pretty mad. Of course, I have no idea what I'm saying to them. And then sometimes you'll have blue jays and other birds swoop in because they don't like the crows. Yeah, he's not responding. Yeah, the water level's so low, I've never even seen this rock bank. That's interesting. Shows me a good place to fish next spring. There's some more rocks. See, those would be right at the shoreline, but under the water. Yeah, this is a good indication right here exactly how low the water is. Wow. Of course, we haven't had any rain, not much at all. I ran a big hunting store in southern Indiana for about 4 years, and these are some of the best hunters. I would stand them up against any hunters in the United States. I mean, these guys are really good. And this has been almost a decade ago, but the biggest struggle is how warm the weather's getting. Now, how that affects the hunting, the guys and gals will go out and they'll hunt. Well, like you take a day like today, if you bagged a big deer, you got a real problem trying to get that deer, get it dressed, get it out of the field, and get it to the check station or get it back home before the flies start getting in it. Once a deer is down, you only have a matter of maybe an hour. A lot of times it's only minutes before the flies start getting on it. And a lot of hunters this time of year, when it's gotten this warm like this, they'll actually have big coolers in their truck with bags of ice in it. So as soon as they down a deer and they dress it out, they've got to pack the deer full of ice just in order to get it back home so it doesn't spoil. So it's really made a difference. So hunting season begins on Saturday. This woods will be full of gun hunters. They're going to have a real problem. Now next week it's supposed to be in the high 50s, still way too warm. Also messes with their clothing. You know, the kind of clothing that they have to go out in the wintertime and hunt with, they're not going to be able to use a lot of it because it is just way, way too warm out here. It's the changing world, changing climate. We all just got to get used to it. A lot of hunters, their clothing that they buy are for cold weather, and that's their scent-proof clothing that they'll wear. Well, when it gets this warm, they can't wear it. You just sweat. It's just almost miserable. So, you know, it's something that I would imagine the hunters are evolving, and they're just realizing that you got to buy lightweight gear now, along with possibly cold weather gear. Boy, it just seems to be awful warm these days. The next 3 weekends will be gun season here in southern Indiana, and I guess all over Indiana. And then after that, it goes back into a muzzleloader season will open up, and then late archery, and then there's some deer tags, special deer tags at the very end of the year. But I would imagine as I'm standing here right now in these woods behind me, you probably have archers out here, because the people hunt deer with bow and arrows or crossbows. See, they would be out there today and tomorrow for sure, because they know for a fact here in 48 hours from now, the woods will be full of gun hunters. So many gun hunters. In fact, this is the only time I've ever seen like the North Face campground just completely full. You go around, it's almost sold out because it's all hunters, and especially with the weather being this warm, it will definitely be sold out this year. Well, I do appreciate you coming along. I thought maybe we'd get out there and hunt some bass today, but you know what? I think I'm going to take the Selvin back. I'm going to put it back in the shop. I'm going to do some work on it this winter. Boy, I thought I was going to fish today. It's kind of a little bit disappointing. You got to go with the flow. That's all you can do. I do appreciate you coming to the channel. That's LAF Space Film Fest. That's capital LAF Space Film Fest. Hey, if you would, hammer down that subscribe button. I appreciate it. Helps me to come places like this and find out I can't fish at all. Brought the old Selvin all the way here, and she ain't even going to touch the water. I still have quite a few videos to produce. In fact, I still have a couple fishing videos left in August I haven't even done yet. So I'll probably put those. If you follow the channel, You do know that probably a couple weeks ago I was up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, up on the south shore of Lake Superior at 12 Mile Campground, 12 Mile Beach. I think there's 6 or 7 videos that I've put out now on 12 Mile Beach. Check it out. It is a wonderful place to go. It is like pure wilderness. Got hit by a lot of storms up there. Finally got a day where I was able to hike down the beach and go see the big leaning tree, which is amazing. This tree is so giant, and somehow it has survived the winds of Lake Superior, and I mean it's leaning way out over the water. How it survived this long? You know, good strong roots. And everybody knows to be successful, to have a happy family, for everything to go well, you got to have those good strong roots. So no matter what comes up, it's not going to sway you and it's not going to knock you down. I hope you're having a good day. You have a good winter. Here it comes. We can't have warm weather like this much longer. So I think I'm going to get on back to the shop. I'm going to break out my 2 chainsaws, get them nice and sharp, and I'm going to start slicing up that wood that I got. Okay, well, I guess it's time to head on back to the cabin. I think on the way, since I'm not going to be able to fish, I might as well go ahead and enjoy my super coffee on the way home. You know, I got my 1980 Selvin, and I was able to get out there this spring and start fishing. Well, I was a greenhorn when it come to fishing out of a boat like this, and how to put it in the water and how to dock it and all that kind of stuff. You know, throughout the summer I went quite a few times, probably at least a dozen times, maybe 16 times total. I got pretty confident, pretty good at it. Thought that, you know, everything was going good. Kind of started feeling like, hey, maybe I'm like a pro fisherman out here. Dang, just learned another lesson. Sometimes it just gets too late in the season to fish. You know, I mean, especially these small lakes, they are really down. The water level's so low. Hey, if you can't even launch your boat, how you gonna get out there and fish? So, you know, I got to thinking I could always bring my canoe and try it out of my canoe, which would be something. But boy, when the water gets this cold, you got to be careful, because I mean, it could be a real problem. Now here comes a big load. Woo! Wow! Hoosier National Forest, without all the pretty leaves, still looks fantastic. So now that I'm back home, you can see that I have plenty of work to do. That's a load of firewood I got in yesterday. I tell you what, oak, ash, mulberry, and birch. So that's all some pretty good wood. It's all seasoned. So that's going to be my project right now. And then eventually I'm going to get in and start slicing those up, splitting them up, get it stacked. That right there is a stack of warm winter feeling. Also got to thinking, well, should I put the Selvin up? Is that the end of the Selvin for the rest of 2023? And I'm thinking, no. I think what I'll do next time is I'm going to head to Patoka Lake. Pretty sure I can still get on Patoka Lake. There'll surely be another warm day before 2023 is up. Maybe, maybe not. Might be a 70-degree day in January. Who knows? 2024 coming fast. All right. Well, you can tell I got my work cut out for me. Oh yeah, plenty of wood. Yeah, that's one thing I've never minded, is cutting up firewood, splitting it, stacking it. And you can see that pile down there eventually is going to look just like that right there, and get it all stacked up. Selvin, sorry about that. I'll take you out another day. I imagine the Selvin's a little disappointed. Better to bring it home than be stuck right now. I'm going to go change some clothes. I'm going to sharpen up my chainsaws. I'm ready to go. Hello, guys. Where you been? Where you been, Sammy? Hello, Sammy. Hello, Chaz. Back. Be good. You guys start stacking that wood up. Get it stacked up good. I'll cut some more, okay? Sammy? Sammy. Get the wood stacked up? All right, that's right. Yep. Start stacking it. Start stacking it. I'll get you some more. Cut up here shortly. That's right. Have a good day.